agriculture plays a deeply significant role in the history, culture, and economy of Vietnam. For centuries, the Vietnamese people have relied on the land for their livelihoods, with wet rice cultivation serving as the heart of their agricultural tradition. Despite modernization and rapid economic development, agriculture remains a vital sector, contributing to both national food security and international trade. In recent decades, thanks to progressive reforms and increased global integration, Vietnam has transformed from a country primarily focused on subsistence farming into a global agricultural powerhouse. Vietnam's agricultural evolution, from subsistence to global leadership. Historically, Vietnam's agriculture was rooted in wet rice cultivation, which remains a staple even today. This method of farming has not only shaped the country's economy but also its landscapes, with lush, green rice paddies spread across rural regions, particularly in the fertile Red River Delta in the north and the Mekong Delta in the south. These regions, with their rich alluvial soil and abundant water supply, provide ideal conditions for growing rice, the primary crop that has sustained Vietnamese society for generations. However, in the 1980s, Vietnam faced significant economic challenges, including food shortages and underdeveloped agricultural systems. It was during this period that a series of land reform measures transformed the country's agricultural sector. The Doi Moi reforms, introduced in 1986, decentralized control of land and resources, giving farmers more autonomy. This shift from collective farming to family-operated farms led to dramatic improvements in agricultural productivity. Farmers were incentivized to increase output, and the result was a remarkable surge in agricultural exports, particularly rice. By the 1990s, Vietnam had become the world's second-largest rice exporter, only behind Thailand. This was a major turning point, signaling Vietnam's transition from a country struggling with food shortages to one that feeds millions both at home and abroad. Agricultural exports Vietnam on the world stage. Vietnam's agriculture has not only thrived domestically but has also flourished on the global stage. Today, the country is a major exporter of several key commodities. It is the world's largest producer of cashew nuts, accounting for approximately one-third of the global supply. Additionally, Vietnam dominates the black pepper market, responsible for nearly one-third of global production. Both cashews and black pepper are emblematic of Vietnam's ability to diversify its agricultural output beyond traditional rice farming and to successfully compete in international markets. Moreover, Vietnam ranks as the second-largest coffee exporter in the world, second only to Brazil. While most of the country's coffee production focuses on Robusta beans, which are often used in instant coffee blends, the high quality and increasing popularity of Vietnamese coffee have further boosted the country's standing in global trade. Vietnam's coffee culture, particularly the unique Vietnamese iced coffee, Sa Phi Sua Da, and the iconic egg coffee, has also gained international recognition, contributing to the growing interest in its coffee exports. In addition to these major products, Vietnam exports a wide array of other agricultural goods. Tea, rubber, and fishery products are also among the country's key exports, each contributing to the diversification of the agricultural sector. These exports reflect not only the country's natural abundance but also the hard work and dedication of Vietnamese farmers, who continue to innovate and adapt to changing global markets. Land use and sustainability in agriculture. One notable characteristic of Vietnam's agricultural sector is its high proportion of land used for permanent crops. Vietnam, along with other nations in the greater Mekong subregion, boasts one of the highest rates of land dedicated to continuous agricultural production. This intensive land use has enabled Vietnam to maintain high yields, especially in areas such as rice paddies and coffee plantations. However, this also presents challenges related to land degradation and sustainability, as the pressures of maintaining large-scale agricultural output constrain natural resources. In recent years, Vietnam has made strides in promoting sustainable agricultural practices. The government, along with international partners, has introduced initiatives aimed at improving soil health, reducing chemical pesticide use, and promoting more sustainable irrigation practices. The expansion of organic farming and fair trade practices is also gaining momentum, as both domestic and international consumers increasingly demand environmentally responsible agricultural products. Fisheries and aquaculture, a rising sector. Beyond traditional crop farming, Vietnam has a burgeoning fisheries sector. The country's long coastline, numerous rivers, and favorable climate have made it a major player in the global seafood market. In 2016, the overall fisheries production, including both capture fisheries and aquaculture, reached an impressive 6.7 million metric tons. The sector's growth has been particularly driven by the expansion of aquaculture, which involves the farming of fish, shrimp, and other aquatic species. Vietnam is especially known for its production of pangasius, catfish, and shrimp, which are exported to markets all over the world, including Europe, North America, and Japan. The rise of aquaculture has provided livelihoods for millions of Vietnamese people and has become a significant contributor to the national economy. However, like land-based agriculture, the fisheries sector faces sustainability challenges. Overfishing, environmental degradation, and the effects of climate change pose serious risks to the long-term health of Vietnam's aquatic ecosystems. The government has implemented regulations and sustainable practices in an effort to protect these valuable resources, but maintaining the balance between economic growth and environmental protection remains a critical issue. Agriculture's role in Vietnam's changing economy. While agriculture continues to play an essential role in Vietnam's economy, its share of the country's gross domestic product, GDP, has steadily declined over the past few decades. In 1989, agriculture accounted for 42% of Vietnam's GDP, but by 2006, that number had fallen to 20% as other sectors, such as manufacturing, technology, and services, began to rise. This shift reflects the broader trend of economic diversification in Vietnam. As the country develops, industries like manufacturing and information technology have taken the lead in driving economic growth, while agriculture remains a vital but smaller part of the overall economy. Nevertheless, agriculture continues to employ a large proportion of the population, particularly in rural areas, and it remains an important part of Vietnam's cultural and social fabric. Conclusion: agriculture at the heart of Vietnam's future. Vietnam's agricultural sector is a testament to the country's resilience, adaptability, and rich natural resources. From the rice paddies that have sustained generations to the global markets where Vietnam now leads in cashews, black pepper, and coffee, agriculture is woven into the very identity of the Vietnamese people. The sector has undergone tremendous change over the past few decades, from subsistence farming to becoming a major player on the world stage. Progressive reforms and land redistribution efforts in the 1980s and 1990s helped modernize the sector, making Vietnam a significant agricultural exporter. However, as the country continues to grow and diversify its economy, agriculture faces new challenges. Ensuring sustainability, protecting the environment, and addressing the impacts of climate change will be key to the future success of this crucial sector. For a country with such deep agricultural roots, Vietnam's journey from rice fields to global markets is both inspiring and instructive. As the country moves forward, the balance between preserving its agricultural heritage and embracing modernity will shape its future in ways that continue to reflect the hard work, innovation, and spirit of its people.